Breaking today, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, confirming another deadly strike on a narco-trafficking boat off the coast of Venezuela. One second it's there, the next second it's not. Hegseth says it was packed with substantial amounts of narcotics headed for the United States. The move comes after a White House memo sent to Congress saying America is now in a formal armed conflict with the drug cartels. Let's bring in Brett Sadler, retired Navy captain and former Pentagon official, and Derek Maltz, the former acting DEA administrator and Penlink senior vice president. So complaints from Democrats and Republicans alike prompted that letter that the White House sent to Congress in terms of the engagement with cartels. It said in part, the president determined these cartels are non-state armed groups, designated them as terrorist organizations, and determined that their actions constitute an armed attack against the United States. The president determined that the United States is in a non-international armed conflict with these designated terrorist organizations. The president directed the Department of War to conduct operations against them pursuant to the law of armed conflict. Since we're talking about military operations, Brent, let's start with you. Is the president on solid legal ground here?
He does have a legal case, and I think it can be made that he's acting effectively as a commander-in-chief against imminent danger, that we know drugs that are killing tens of thousands of American citizens. So I think that is the case, at least that's been heard being made. There's another case to be made about taking a preeminent attack before it gets to the United States. And there's a history there of intercepting these type of craft for flag inspection, goes back to anti-piracy operations for what's being done on international waters and international airspace.
All right, Derek, last week at the United Nations, the president declared that these new operations have basically dried up smuggling on the ocean by boat. Listen to what he said.
People don't like taking big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by Venezuela. They tend not to want to travel very quickly anymore. And we virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea.
But we did see that boat that was out on the water this morning that got blown up, that the Secretary of War provided the video for, so they have not stopped. But Derek, I mean, you used to be in special operations. This was your bailiwick. This has got to be a huge psychological blow to the cartels. They used to think the worst that would happen to them was they'd be interdicted and arrested. Now they're going to be blown to kingdom come.
Exactly. So let's keep it real simple for the viewers, right? Historic amounts of American deaths from poison coming from the terror cartels requires an aggressive historic response. As a citizen, I have never seen drug boats being hit with kinetic strikes. I am very proud to be an American today to see that this president and the administration is standing up for families and communities all over the country. Those that are burying their children every day from deadly drugs are very satisfied with the work being done by this country, the Secretary of War, the President, but most importantly, right now we have a whole of government approach, John, where the Homeland Security task forces are coming together to get all the best and brightest we have in this country to stop this threat.
The FBI Director, Kash Patel, was before the Senate Judiciary Committee not long ago. Here's what he said about taking down the drug cartels with his foreign terrorist designation. Listen here.
We must treat them like the Al-Qaedas of the world because that's how we're operating. We have to use our authorities at the Department of War and the intelligence community to go after the threat like we did terrorists when we were manhunting them.
I mean, Brent, going all the way back to the Clinton administration, he was firing Tomahawk missiles at Al-Qaeda in the hills of Afghanistan. President Obama was taking out ISIS members with drones. How is this any different?
Well, there's quite a substantial difference operationally. So far, these operations, and I think rightfully, are staying in international waters and international airspace. It's the right place. It's the weakest point for these cartels to move their poison to their markets. We need to do more if we're going to actually put them out of business and not allow them to resurrect their business model of pushing these poisons and kill Americans. Yeah. It's going to require a broadening of the mission set to the Pacific side, as well as what we're doing against the coastline there of South America and off Venezuela. But there is a historical precedent. We are using it also in the Arabian Sea to go after the arms smuggling that goes to the Houthis. It's called a flag inspection, and to try to stop this illicit type of trafficking that's going on there. So there is a history, but it is different than going after Al-Qaeda. Those terrorists actually attacked us in a very kinetic way. but the results are the same: dead Americans, and that is the principle the president's acting on: protect American lives.